Hi, I'm Carol. Live in Melbourne and I work in the sales industry across tech and real estate firms.
Hi, I'm Mauvin. I live in Melbourne and I work in the HR and technology space. Initially, we were looking for an investment property and we needed some guidance as to where would be the right place to invest, what is the right area to look at, what sort of budget we should look after, if there was any capital growth or cash flow in the property. We needed a little bit of guidance and expertise. And I had spoken to one of my friends who had used Sanjeev, who had a really good experience. So I started looking up his details online and I started looking at what Sanjeev was doing. And I was quite interested to learn more about it. And hence I decided to choose Investor Dream. Working with Sanjeev was a very eye-opening experience for a first-time investor like myself. I obviously was researching for someone who can guide us through the end-to-end process of buying an investment property, but it was very important for my wife to come along on the same journey. And it was the learning and education that Sanjeev guided us through each step-by-step process, which made us feel more comfortable going through one stage to the other.
Yeah, and to add to that, I just want to say that, Mauvin has always been, interested in investments, especially in real estate, whereas this has been a very new concept to me, and I was very apprehensive about investing in real estate. But when Mauvin introduced me to Sanjeev, and when Sanjeev was understanding of the fact that I had zero idea about the whole real estate game. And the first session we had with Sanjeev about educating us on how this works was really helpful. It was really eye-opening. It sort of made me realize that there is a huge potential out there. And, the simplicity with which it was explained was very helpful. And then once we were on board to sort of buy our first investment property via Sanjeev, it was helpful to have him guide us step by step and break it down for us, especially for me to understand how this works. And yeah, the entire journey has been very fruitful, very helpful, and great overall.
Sanjeev also helped us with not only just finding the right property, but also helping us with introducing us to a broker, to a real estate agent who could then help us lease the property. He also helped us negotiate a better deal on the property itself. And when we found out certain reports that came back, he was able to better negotiate for a sale price, which eventually led to a better outcome for a purchase price for the property. I would say absolutely worth the investment, because Sanjeev is not just a buyer's agent He helped us with educating both Carol and myself wherever we had a gap in our knowledge. He guided us through each step of the process, whether it was trying to find the right property with the right price, with the right agents. He introduced us to a lot of different connections. One of the key aspects which brought a lot of value out of what Sanjeev does is he was able to get us off the market property, which if we had to normally go out and look for that property, we would never have access to those kind of properties. The second thing was he was able to negotiate a better deal before we could even go in and put a good offer ahead. And after that, he did the negotiations and guided us what is the right amount that we should be bidding for.
The whole process, I've learned so much. I wasn't sure about this. I always want to buy a property to live in it. But now looking forward to, doing this again with another property, because I see the benefits of, how real estate as investments can work better for the future.
I would absolutely recommend Investor Dream and Sanjeev to my family and friends, because he knows exactly what he's doing and the amount of value he can provide, not just being a buyer's agent, but the whole educational process. For a first-time investor, it can be quite daunting, not knowing where to start. From the first step to buying your first property, the education required, and helping you with the right tools, knowledge, information, and the right property to then make a better decision, which could lead to a better outcome. So I would highly recommend, if you're someone who's not had a good experience previously buying an investment property, or if you need some guidance as to what are the right kind of investment properties, I would highly recommend Sanjeev for that.
And Sanjeev is just one call away. During the entire process, I remember there were multiple times that Mauvin called him, sometimes at different hours outside the working hours, and Sanjeev was always available, which is something that you need. It's like he's very much invested in your investment towards the investment properties. So it's definitely I would recommend Sanjeev to everyone who's looking at this.